Hommakanina kumalina kumalina, hommakanina kumalina kumalina, hommakanina kumalina kumalina, welcome to the Daily Grind. Man, that song still slaps. Yeah, Uncle Buck is it. Well, we back, baby. Welcome to the Daily Grind. I'm your host, Luke Hatmaker, and we're going 3 wide. It's been a while since we've gone 3 wide, y'all. How we doing, Uncle Buck, Rusty? Y'all good?
Good.
Yeah, we're good, man. It is a little chilly this morning, but the coffee is hot, so y'all wake up with us, and we got a game to win today, boys.
Yeah, we do. Let's just jump right into it. I'm glad you guys are both, feeling peppy after your show yesterday. I was so worried for the two of you guys. I was just extremely stressed. But the Grizzlies are playing the San Antonio Spurs tonight. It's the first time they're gonna play them twice in 3 days. This is the first time. Jeremy Sohan is out for the Spurs. We have our normal dudes that are out, except we're going to talk about GG later, but J Huff is probable. Represent right there. What do you what do you want to see tonight? Do we want to see better rotations? I mean, like, let's start with you, Uncle Buck. There's one thing you want to see tonight in this game against the Spurs. What is it?
A blowout win. I think we just need to reset a little bit. And listen, I'm excited about seeing Wemby. I just want to see the freak of nature and kind of buy a ticket to the circus tonight and see what happens. Yes. But the Grizzlies centric, I know it sounds stupid, but I want to see us win. And I would love to see us win a close game, but ultimately I just want to see a clean basketball game. In back-to-back games, we've been in tight basketball games, which I have celebrated. And in one of them, we made the plays to win. One of them, we made the plays to lose. And so tonight, I just want to see us make plays to win a ball game.
Yeah. How about you, Rusty?
Yeah, so I want to see two things. I'm going to get a little bit more in depth. Morning King Meeks, DG, what's up, boys? I want to see Zach Edey get touches early. I want to see him use his size in the paint because Wemby's a great defender. He's long, but he's skinny. He's one of the few centers we're going to play that's skinnier than Zach Edey. So they can use his size tonight to his advantage, and I'd like to see if we can get him going with a little half-court offense early in the game, maybe get Wemby in some foul trouble. I guess 3 things. Number 2, I want to see Ja's rest time moved up to the beginning of the fourth quarter. I don't want to see Ja and Jaren or Dez on the bench after the 8-minute mark. That gives you 4 minutes to rest at the beginning of a quarter. If you need to take them out with a minute to go in the third, that's fine. Give them 5 minutes, a little extra break, and then put them back into the 8-minute mark and leave their tails out there until that game is finished and won. And then in the fourth quarter, as much as we like Alpha Ja and hope that he comes back tonight, we've seen more of a facilitator Ja. So I want 13 touching the ball every time in the fourth quarter because he's closed out so many good games for us. Outside of Sacramento, he's had a couple that have been a little bit not so great. But when we needed a big bucket in a fourth quarter to win a basketball game and pull away, we called 13. And so I want to see those are 3 things. Edey early, I want to see rest breaks moved up, and I want Jaren touching the ball in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's so interesting. I want to talk. Let's start with the Ja point 2. Ja making those plays and like then he needs to in the fourth and having the ball in his hands every single time. We just saw 2 examples of like the Minnesota game where that paid off dividends and like we won because of 12, and then in the Rockets game there were a couple times where he had the ball down the stretch and he just was a little loose with it, and that's like the one thing I just want to see us hold on to the ball more. These turnovers have killed us all season. They have just I'm tired of it. I don't know why. Like I'm tired of these ridiculous, like you've got so much momentum and Ja did this in the Rockets game. He's just got so much momentum because he's so good and he just tosses the ball out at the last second. It just smarter ball handling and DJ is predicting that one of the big 3 is going to be on the bench after the final.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Taylor Jenkins can't get out of his own way. One of the big 3, probably Ja, will sit again from the 7.5-minute mark to the 5-minute mark. And then Taylor's going to be after the game if we lose saying, why, we tried to get him in a little bit sooner. It just couldn't work out, blah, 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 whatever. And it's like, bro, like we were talking about yesterday on the show, 2 free throws are worth getting your best players in a game. I mean, period, point blank. But anyway.
And it's one thing that, bodes the Rockets had when Jalen Green's on a heater that he was, like that's sort of
Can't do anything about it.
Yeah, it's sort of a horse of a different color. You can't really.
Yeah.
That's wild. I don't know if
Thoughts
Spurs
and prayers for Jalen Wells if you run up against someone like that.
Nothing, it was a buzzsaw. Nothing you could do, man.
Yeah.
Nothing. And he was scoring at every level. I mean, I was good luck to him in that game. But the Spurs don't have. I mean, if Wemby's not inside of Wemby, they don't really have that guy. And so, if we can throw our size at Wemby, I'm glad you started with Edie, because for me, I don't have it in front of me. Edie didn't play. The Edie minutes seem to have been sparing here and there. And I just would really like to see him play a lot and have a lot run through him tonight, because we're going to need every bit of his 7+ against Wemby. We're just going to need it.
Yeah, I don't think we know what exactly a good matchup for Edie is yet, because in games where you think that he should struggle, he's done well, and in games where he does well, he struggles. And tonight, I want Wemby out of the lane, so I think it's no Zach Edey tonight in Wemby minutes. Because I mean, if you're going to set him in the corner, that's fine. He'll take 2 threes and make one of them, but they're not really going to honor him out there, because he's not going to take a high volume shot from the corner.
Yeah,
My big thing with Edie, and we talked about this on $2 Sports yesterday, it was a hot one, so go check it out, is Edie's just in the way, and his defender's in the way. And Ja's at his best when he's driving and kicking, and he's having to stop these drives in a no man's land, like Brandon Clark floater area, and not being able to get to the rim when Zach Edey and his defenders is standing right there. And multiply that times 2, because Wemby is like the little rascals kid. It's like 2 NBA players stacked on top of each other with Gumby arms. I don't want him anywhere close. And so, and Brandon Clark's not the option either. So maybe it's a Jay Huff game.
It's going to be a Jaren game, because this Jaren Wemby rivalry is going to be amazing.
Yeah, but I'm talking about who plays the 5, and it maybe have to be a Jay Huff game or just a Jaren at the 5 game. But I would like Wemby out of the way.
I still think, like I said yesterday, and I've been preaching for a long time, Edie needs reps. And so I'd like to see him get some reps early. We're better with Brandon Clark on the floor. There's no doubt about that.
No doubt.
And we're, with the starters, Edie is a net negative 3.4. BC with the starters is a positive +10. And so BC plays better, with the starters late games. That's why, I'm fine with Edie starting. Let's get him some reps, get some touches. Maybe he can get Wemby in foul trouble. Try it early. If it doesn't work, then run out a Jalen at the 3, Santi at the 4, and Jaren at the 5. And that's a good lineup that's athletic. Santi can play with Harrison Barnes.
Yeah, I was gonna. They don't have
Santi can be that guy. Santi can be the 4 that we need in this matchup, because he's tall, he can shoot. San Antonio doesn't have a lot of bulk. They've just got a lot of athletic dudes that trying to play downhill, and Santi fits that. So I love the idea of starting Santi, but you'll very likely you'll see BC at the 5, maybe Edie at the 5 to start. But I think a closing lineup with Santi and Jaren on the floor is what we'll see tonight.
Yeah, Santi's going to have to show up too, because he wasn't very good in that Rockets game, and he didn't get a lot of minutes. And so I think that's part of the thing that gripes Rusty is who gets minutes and who doesn't. And it seems like there's a hot hand theory going on here. And so I'd love to see. I'm with you guys. I'd love to see Santi start. This doesn't seem like a great matchup for Edie for me, and I'm not really in the mood. I'm in a win mood. I don't really want to. I don't really want to try stuff. I want to go with the guys that I want to go with a game plan for each team and just see, roll what we think the best lineup is.
Verno talked about this not that long ago. One of the worst things for professional athletes to not know their role. And nobody on this team outside of our big 3 knows their role. Sometimes Jake is your closer. Sometimes he doesn't get any minutes, and sometimes he gets the most. Santi, same thing. Sometimes he's a closer, middle. I understand Taylor's doing the best he can with our weak depth that we thought was going to be a lot better than what it is, which is why a consolidation trade has to happen. But, I want guys to start figuring out their role. I want Jake to be that guy that gives you a spell in the 3rd quarter, and then he doesn't sniff the court in the 4th quarter because he doesn't play great defense. Yeah, he'll hit you a couple threes, but he is a revolving door 1 step below James Harden. And so I want guys to start figuring out their roles.
I've got my finger on the dump button for Rusty. It is right here on remote.
You can plant your flag on Jake LaRavia's island all you want and be alone on that bad boy.
You said one step down from James Harden.
I mean, if you watch that guy play basketball, it's like James Harden, Luke Kennard, Jake LaRavia. Like, it's not great.
There's no question with the depth, and that's why Taylor has to do a better job of getting the big three out there at the same time when it matters, with time to go on the clock. And I don't know how you do that. Honestly, I don't like lineups either where they're all three on the bench. So it's going to be a lot of staggering. But when you get to like Rusty said, I would say 6 to 7 minute mark in the fourth quarter, you've got to have all three. You stagger them to get there. One of them come in at the 8 minute mark, one of them come in at 7, however you want to do it.
Yeah, because like it depends on matchup too, Drew. Like you were saying, like analytics can go out the window with game feel in the fourth quarter. If San Antonio is going on a run and it's like a 9-1, 9-2 run at the 7 minute mark, you got John Jaren on the bench. Get him up the scores table, get a foul, get him in the game. Like I don't want to see him stand at the scores table for 2-3 possessions. Like if there's a run going, tell Jake to bear hug Stephon Castle or trip Chris Paul. Maybe that'd be amazing because Chris Paul.
I was going to bring.
I hate Chris Paul more than any other professional athlete that has ever existed. We could do a whole show on why I hate Chris Paul. But go foul Chris Paul. Yeah, get him in the game.
This is a good point too. Like we were talking about, it's hard for these dudes to carve out a role because they're so inconsistent. You know, one night it's Jake, one night it's Santi, one night it's
they've all got peaks and valleys, and a lot of times it comes in the same game. And all of them, including Kennard and my boy Jake LaRavia, when they're bad, they're really bad. Like there is no there's no high floor, you know. And so like we're going to talk for the 17th consecutive month, like when we get our guys back, you know, hopefully it smooths out.
Well, and that's why I keep you around. That's a good transition because we do have one guy that is very, very close to coming back, GG Jackson, which, you know, may solve. That doesn't need to be Bane. That's very true. One guy that's going to solve, well, knock on wood, one guy that I think a lot of us expect to hopefully solve a lot of these problems are GG Jackson, OMGG. He is reassigned. He's going to play basketball tonight. He will be playing basketball tonight with the Memphis Hustle. I think I saw DG. He didn't know whether to watch a Grizzlies game at home or go down to the Landers Center and watch the Hustle.
That's tempting to go to Landers.
Yes, This is important to note too. GG Jackson is an event. He will, and we just talked about a bunch of guys that their ceilings and their floors are very This GG's is not that. It's much more like
I've been saying this all season long, and I was like, everybody's talking about almost like the return of the savior here. GG Jackson's going to right the ship. And I'm like, bro, like he was really good last year on a team that started, what's his name?
Timmy Allen.
That was Timmy
Jacob
Allen.
Gilliard.
I was saying Drew Timmy, what was coming to my head. But, I mean, of the ilk of, you know, he was able to get the superstar role as a rookie on a team that was terrible. And so, yeah, I've been pumped the brakes on that guy. Although, if he is what he was, like,
I mean, that's the thing. Like, yes, he's a second-year player. There's going to be some sophomore slumps. I mean, it's the same thing with Jalen Wells. Jalen Wells has been very consistent with a handful of rookie mistakes in rookie games. Yeah. You're going to get the same from GG, but there is going to be an the opportunity or the reality is GG could get you 45 too. Like he could go get you an absolute bucket. Yeah. So I'll take a couple boneheaded plays here and there, and GG go put up 40 in a game because he did that last year. And not only did he do that against the Lakers and the Nuggets
and the Bucks
in like big moments, GG stepped up and he joined lists with other players. I'm not sure if you've heard of like LeBron, KD, Kobe. Like he's on lists with guys like that.
Never heard of him.
I hear what you're saying, Drew, but at the same time, my goodness. Like,
of course.
Gigi is going to be, Gigi's going to solve he is like, there's going to be moments. That's a thing.
Yeah.
I can see that. But there's also going to be moments where we're going to be like, bro, we did not need to make a trade because we had Cam Johnson at home. We had Jimmy Butler at home, right? A guy that could go get you a bucket. I hear you.
That's where I'm
Gigi has that potential to be that bucket. I'm just saying, man.
Yeah.
And y'all can bookmark this. Y'all can save this and bring it up later. And just, I will give you a big old fat, I told you so.
Well, I think you're very, I think you're partially right. I think that Gigi does fill that role that we're talking about. The Cam Johnson, he does exactly that. But a consolidation trade can still happen to get you
Yes,
maybe not, and it needs to. Which that brings us to the next segment. Would you make that trade? So I've got one for you. This is one that I just saw yesterday. This was Bleacher Report put this out. It is the article was. Trades that need to blah blah blah, moves that need to happen right now, something or the rather. I don't remember exactly.
This is what we have the most unserious fan base in the world because DG's exactly right. Like Gigi will go for 45 one night and then he'll have 7 the next, and one of those Twitter space knuckleheads will be like, "We got to trade Gigi for
Listen, every fan base has crazies, every single one of them. However. There's people in our chats that are like trade Desmond Bain and Jaren Jackson Jr. Let's not.
John Morant. There were people trying to trade John Morant at the last game, trying to trade John Morant. But so sorry, Luke.
People are dumb, man.
They are, man.
People are dumb. People are dumb, and a lot of these trades end up being dumb. But this is one that This trade proposal, Bruce Brown is the crown jewel of Bruce Brown, the crown jewel of this trade. And I'm a big Bruce Brown fan. I wanted to get Bruce Brown the year after when he was a free agent after Denver. That's who I wanted to go out and get. I really, really like him. This trade is, in this scenario, the Grizzlies would get Bruce Brown and Davion Mitchell. The Toronto Raptors would get Luke Kennard, Brandon Clark, John Conchar, and a second rounder.
Pass.
See, I don't like this makeup. I don't if I could get in there and tinker with it. I don't like Davion Mitchell, and I don't want to give up Brandon Clark for this. For this.
Yeah, so
go ahead.
If there's one reason why I want to trade for Bruce Brown, I want to trade for injured Bruce Brown. I want the cowboy hat and the Wrangler. And the belt buckle. Every game, I want to see Bruce Brown in his best Yellowstone impression. Okay?
Yep.
That's what I want Bruce Brown for. Now, Bruce Brown, the basketball player, I love him. He's like, at his best, he's like D'Anthony Melton.
Yes.
Okay? He's active, he's doing anything, but he's not shot over 35% since 2012 season with Denver. The one season he was with Denver, he shot 40% with Brooklyn. Outside of that, he has not shot over 33% in his career. And so it's all about shooting. You look at Houston, what Houston needs more than anything is shooting. Everybody needs shooting. You want to drive and kick, you've got to have shooters. Bruce Brown's not a shooter. Although I do want to see him in Wranglers and a cowboy hat.
I mean, if it fit in Memphis, man, it would. And agreed. Like Davion Mitchell doesn't move the needle for me either. DG's talking about like why BC's expiring, all that kind of stuff. Like the thing is like BC is right now kind of the glue that's holding our front court together. Because we just talked about it, right? Like we're very matchup dependent. Like we don't trust Edie, Uncle Buck. So we don't trust Edie. Jay Huff is a liability more often than not. Like if he doesn't make that first shot, you might as well sit him down. And then you got Jaren and Santi as your centers if you trade BC. So if we're going to move BC, I want at least a little front court help coming back. Yeah, not a 6-foot guard, not Bruce Brown. I need something in return. If you want to add Kelly Olynyk and we send out Mark Smart, then we could talk. Like that I would listen to from Toronto. Yeah. 100%. That might I don't hate that. But I think we need shooting. And then if we're going to send out BC, we got to get some front court help. Of all the ones we've done of this, the one where there was a trade Luke and you and I talked about with Larry Nance Jr. and pulling Cam Johnson, and there was some ways to make something like that. I'm here for it. Or if you just want to call Atlanta and say, look, we'll take DeAndre Hunter and Larry Nance Jr. Then we can give up BC. But you're going to give up BC, we need some front court help.
I've kind of walked back a lot of my thoughts on BC because of how just consistent he has been. And I know he's not the perfect big, but he has got the highest floor of any big on our team. And I made the comment like, oh, well, you go get Jimmy Butler. If you don't go over Brandon Clark, then I'm good. That was a comment I made a week or so ago. And for Jimmy Butler or something like that, yeah, I may still pull the trigger on that. But I'm not as eager, or I don't feel like it's necessary to get rid of Brandon Clark. Is not the problem here.
No, he's not.
I got raked over the coals for saying that I wouldn't trade. Like, I put BC in an untouchable category outside of like a certain echelon of players, right? Like, I'm like you, Drew. Like, you have to hit that Jimmy Butler or like a higher tier in order for me to consider moving BC. Because if you look, like, historically, Brandon Clark is a part of most of our all-time winningest lineups. Like, he plays the best with Ja. He plays the best with Jaren. You put Jaren, BC, and Santi on the floor, and that's one of our most productive all-time winningest lineups. And so I get it. Like, he doesn't do anything exceptionally well. He doesn't have a jump shot. Like, he's not like, you put Brandon Clark in to do this. You just put Brandon Clark in to win. And it's going to take a certain tier of player to get him back, to get him back.
I completely agree. I don't know why this trade was like
that was NBA Central.
Well, the article was like trades that must be submitted right now, and I was like, really? I'm not as you're sending out, you're losing shooting, and you're losing Brandon Clark, and you're not getting a winning. Shelby agrees. You're not getting a winning player back, and you're not getting a shooter back.
I like Bruce Brown, but I'm gonna need Kelly Olynyk to come with him.
Yes, I don't want Davion Mitchell.
I like Bruce Brown's outfits.
We like,
and I know Daniel Greer immediately was like, "Oh my goodness, why would you not do that? He's expiring." I don't have everybody's contract memorized, bro. Like, I'm not that guy.
You should be. So I think we would trade for his outfits, but we would not trade for him. I think
I think Yuki should do the Cowboy.
No. Yuki's got that new chopped haircut. Like, Yuki needs to show that bad boy off. He don't need a hat, man. Yuki looking fresh.
What if he did like a cowboy suit without the cowboy hat? Is that a look? Do people wear that? Is that just no?
Just wear a bolo tie. It'd be fine.
That's it. Bolo tie, Yuki.
If Bruce Brown is a cowboy, then Yuki is a jockey. He just needs to come like the bib and the little hat.
And shout out to the Philippines. We got a shout out from shout out to the Philippines.
Shout out.
What do you think about Kai Soto?
Oh no.
Go to break. We're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we're going to draft some stuff. Ignore the Kai Soto thing. We will be right back after this break.
The Grizzlies have 3 bad home losses: Brooklyn, Chicago, and this one. We're too early in the season to have that many bad home losses.
Yeah, and the other thing for me is, I talk about the 10-game sets.
Right.
They're 2-3 in this 10-game set. They were 6-4 in the first one. I said, if you can go 6-4 for an entire year, and then win those 2 games, or at least split those 2 games, it puts you at 49 or 50 wins. And that you can feel good about that. Now you're 2-3, and you don't want to. Why you're saying that for me is you don't want to have to look back so many times and say, "Man, what if we would have?"
And when you give games away, or don't take games that you feel like you should, you want to make those up somewhere else, and you just don't want that list to get too long. Well, check off the Chicago one, and then keep going down the list.
Tune in to the Night Court Podcast with your hosts, Rob Fisher and Brevin Knight, on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Jake has had a great season, all things considered. Jacob Arabia in his 3rd season. He's showing the league, the Grizzlies fans, that he is a competent NBA player, and I'm okay with that. Like, I'm fine with just that he's proven that he's an actual player in the NBA, because he was not showing us that for the last couple of years. He's been a very pleasant surprise, and almost a necessary surprise. With guys like Vince Williams out, I just think we as a fan base just have to calm down. Like, we've seen him. He's one of the true build-a-bear projects, like I say, with this organization and with this team, where they take a guy and give him every opportunity to succeed. Opportunities at other teams. Most teams, a guy like Jake Arabia would not have made it to this point. So, like I said, he's gone from being a guy who's looked terrible to a guy who's looked like a competent NBA player. And I'm fine with just kind of stopping it right there.
Tune in to the Anthony Sane Show Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back. We're back. We're back. Shelby's back. We're back. You can catch that show. You can catch the Night Court podcast. You can catch the Anthony Sane Show. That's every Wednesday and every Friday. So today at noon. You can catch $2 Sports Show Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon. Your lunch hour, they go live. We've got the Grizz 901 Live post-game show, which is during the week after every post-game. So they'll be on tonight, which shout out DG. He did say if Bruce Browns ends up on the Grizzlies, we're going to put it on the screen just so it's in writing.
It's in there.
He will wear a cowboy hat and a bolo tie for the rest of the post-game shows. So I think we need to make it happen just on that alone.
Okay.
Agreed. I'm calling Kleiman right now.
I changed my mind. But you could catch all. Oh, yeah.
Irwin knows ball. He doesn't want Kai Soto. He wants Cam Johnson.
Okay, Irwin. Okay. Let's get it. You catch all that. BluffCityMedia.co. There's stuff for everybody. All like lots of Memphis Tiger stuff happening right now too. If you don't like Grizzlies, I don't know why you. I mean, everyone likes the Grizzlies.
Ole Miss beat the number 4 team in the country on the road last night.
I didn't want to. Why you gotta?
You brought in college basketball.
I did.
I'm like, this clown's gonna say something about.
I'm sorry. I wasn't.
In a draft day.
High time.
Yeah.
High time, guys. High time.
Back to the show. On our show, we draft stuff on Wednesdays. We don't talk about college basketball on Wednesdays.
No.
Don't let Uncle Buck fool you. We draft stuff. It's draft day, not the movie. Draft day, not the movie. We draft things around here. Fun things. I've got my hat. I've got our names in here. Oh, today we're drafting New Year's resolutions
For ourselves?
In general.
Just in general.
Yeah. I mean, if they are for yourselves, I guess. But
Okay.
I mean,
I'm so
going
sorry
first.
in advance. Just know I'm sorry.
Yeah, we've got an apology from Rusty beforehand. It's apparently we're in for it, y'all. Going first will be Uncle Buck.
Always.
And going second will be Rusty.
This is the best running joke on Bluff City.
It is.
That Luke it's impossible for him to draw his own name out of it.
It is.
I have really bad luck. I've had awful luck my entire life. This is not even. This feels on. I don't know.
He's got the best hair on this show, but the worst luck on this show.
You can't have it all. You can't have it all.
It's also not saying much, although you do have a nice. You do have a nice head salad.
Two of us that don't.
Thank you. Well, I mean, I guess I normally have DG on here, so it's like, yeah, I might be setting myself up for success by the people I asked to have on with my.
There it is.
Sorry.
Now we know why we're
on
the show. Now we know why we're on the show. It's not for our personalities or conversation. It's because we have bad hair.
Anyway, Uncle Buck, you can go first.
All right. New Year's resolutions. I don't ever hold through to any of these. And so here we are on January the 15th, and I'm just going to tell you the ones that I've already given up on. I was going to drink more water. I do a pretty good job.
Dude, that's
tough one. It's a tough one because I'm a coffee drinker. I'm a Diet Mountain Dew guy, which is the reason why I need to drink more water. Is because Diet Mountain Dew is an elixir off the glaciers of heaven, you know. But yeah, I've done okay. Definitely not a gallon a day kind of guy, but I'll do it better. That's a count.
There you go. Yeah, Maggie's
That's
big
a good
Diet
one.
Dew gal. She drinks it every morning, so that's a good
It's
one.
so good.
I mean, I'm going to take the low-hanging fruit here. Everybody wants to lose weight. So for me, I'm going to try and lose the weight I gained in 2024. But to be fair, I had a lot on my plate last year.
Shut up. He Googled these.
I love puns.
One of my did, but not that one.
Oh.
The other two I did, but not that one.
That was good. I didn't. Oh man, I might just have you on it. I'm gonna keep you on. I love these. You guys both
I
took
got a
mine.
few.
So mine, I'm gonna kind of reverse. I'm gonna say, drink less coffee because I drink a lot.
Miserable.
I don't know if you could. I don't know if you could tell, but I drink like.
You're less happy in 2025.
That's it. Like you will decrease your happiness by 60%.
But like, how much is too much? Because I mean, it's like 3 pots too much.
No, that's today.
You know what? So I'm losing the draft already, but that's what I'm going to say. Drink.
I mean, I brought refills. Like it's set up beside my desk.
I was filled up my Harry Potter mug here. I was definitely not. This is cup number 3 of the day. Let's go.
So I am off to a great start with mine, with my my one that I'm already breaking. So then I'll go next. So I'll circle back.
Yeah,
I'm going. Okay. So this one's a little harder, but I think it's important. A New Year's resolution is to stick more to like a sleep schedule. I think that's really important. Like, just not even like more sleep, just like making sure you go to bed at the same time and get up at the same time, like every day. And I know that's hard because sometimes with like these West Coast games, you're like, well, I'm going to stay up and watch the whole thing, but I want to get more in a schedule where I take care of my mind and my body with sleep.
Yeah, I like that. Sleep. I could always get more sleep.
Yeah,
for sure. DG in here is asking for a 72-hour fast. I would commit capital murder. I mean, I'd be so hangry.
72?
Like, ain't no freaking way. Ain't no way.
That's 3 days.
All right. This one's for Wayno, even though he's not here, because I know he goes back and watches these. But this one's shout out Wayno. I want to relearn how to throw a boomerang. I just hope it comes back to me.
Shut up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't worry. I've got it. My finger. I told you my finger is on the trigger.
I thought it was good. I get it, Rusty.
My next New Year's resolution is to spend less time talking to Rusty.
That's in advance. It's not my fault.
You did apologize.
Yeah. I think King Mix has got a good resolution here just to insert his in. Get up and
Yes, sir.
It's always more fun live.
Always.
So, listen, I'm kind of on the same track as you. You know, I've got 4 kids and mornings are chaotic. It is getting up earlier. Like that is my goal. Like we're like set the alarm at 5:30 and snooze it to 6. And it's like, okay, how do we get 6 people out the door by 7? And it always ends in an absolute train wreck with somebody yelling at several people.
Yeah,
it's me yelling. Okay. And so, just getting up earlier, and I'm typically not a late to bed kind of guy anyway. So I like to be in bed early and sleep late. That's it's like a hibernate.
Yeah.
You got one more.
2. You got 2, one
brother.
more.
It's your last
right.
pick.
I do.
Last pick.
Last pick.
Okay. Let's see. So I've got drink more water. I've got get up earlier.
And Kenny gave you your last one.
Yeah.
And stop yelling at everybody. Mine's just gonna be like I need to cut it like a lot more time for like creative stuff, whether it be read a book or whether it be, work on the, prep for a show, like do something like, because we're so busy that I have to schedule it or I blink and it's 8:00 at night and I'm throwing kids in the bed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's like being intentional, whether it be on the lunch breaks that we don't do the $2 sports show, or if it be like right after sometime in the day to find like 30 minutes just to dedicate to like doing something like creative and fun and exercise the head some.
Uncle Buck has done really good, like self-reflective, really good stuff, and you've done 3 jokes, and it makes me laugh so much.
Oh, I've got 2 more, and I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna do 4. I've got 2 more, and I'm so sorry.
Fingers on the button, buckets.
I'm so sorry. So the first one, I'm gonna switch all my shoelaces to Velcro because why not?
You're old.
And why not? Because that's right.
And the last one is also attire related, but I work in a professional environment. We wear like business professional all the time. So I wear a lot of like golf shirts. And so I'm going to get me a new golf shirt because I got a hole in one.
I love puns.
I'm done.
I love puns. They're so easy and so good. Oh, mine. I want to read more books. I want to read a book a month or listen to a book a month. I will count audiobooks.
Yeah, audiobooks are great.
But I do want more puns. I would like more puns in my life.
I can help with that.
Cool. I will make sure we do it on days where Uncle Bug's out here.
I did see a video where it was like the like Jason Bateman and Will Arnett and those guys interviewing Will Ferrell, and he was saying his resolutions for the month, and of course he was dressed like Colonel Sanders for some reason. Will Ferrell doing Will Ferrell things. He said, "I'm going to stop saying." No pun intended, because let's be honest, I intend all of them.
I intend all of them. Yes, y'all are welcome. Y'all are welcome. Bringing some humor to your morning on a Wednesday. You're welcome.
I know. I feel better. I feel better for my day. I think we all feel better. That's going to do it for our show, because you can't end a show better than on a string of puns like that.
Right here.
I can't help it. It got me.
Luke, somehow I think Luke's got COPD.
Well, he's like, it's like in Tombstone where, Doc Holliday, he's a lunger. That's just what Luke is.
I got the consumption, y'all. I don't know what's going on. We'll be back tomorrow. Go Grizzlies tonight. Watch the games. Have a good day.
Get a win. Let's go.
Get a win. Let's go slap Wemby across the lower back. Wherever
kick
normal
Chris
place
Paul
is.
in the face.
Kick him in the face like Tony Allen.
Kick Chris Paul in the face. Slap Wembanyama and get a dub, y'all. We will be back tomorrow. Everybody have good days. And remember these two things, if we can leave you with anything. Remember just to be a little weird. And remember to smile. Bye, guys. See you tomorrow.